Welcome, lovely people, to day 2 of my 100-day challenge of showing up every day on YouTube and just kind of sharing the journey that I'm going through. So, thank you so much for watching. And yesterday was day 1. And if you remember, I kind of like talked about that today was going to be a newborn session. And today the session went, I'm done with the session actually. And I'm pretty wrecked. Honestly, I am so tired. So the thing is, and it's so funny because I actually haven't even told my family yet. So I'm going to say it first on the with the camera and then post it on YouTube. They'll find out then. No, I mean I'm just joking. Obviously, my husband's still at work, and I will tell him when he gets off. But the thing is, I have decided to quit newborn photography. I said it. I said it out loud. And the reason some of you were probably looking at it's like, okay, you quit newborn photography. That's great. But what you have to realize is that I've been doing this for 16 years. And I keep saying that 16 years. And the funny thing is I was just walking. I was driving to work today and I was thinking, wow, I've been doing this for 16 years. This means that the very first newborns that I posed, including my daughter, they're like they can drive and they're going to be juniors in high school this year. And it's insane what a career that I have had. I love it. I'm so grateful. And the thing is, to come back to newborn photography, I've decided that I'm actually going to probably stop this. Now, I'm actually not, see, the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to talk myself out of it. But the thing is, it's time for me to just be honest with myself. I'm trying to move this camera. And that it's time for me to move on from newborns. And the reason being, this session went so good. It went amazingly well. But when I tell you that I cannot move, when my clients left, like I feel like my lower back is killing me. And if anybody is a newborn photographer that's watching this can tell you that lower back pain is no joke. And the more I do it, the worse the pain gets. And it was just intense today. And I was like, I just don't know. I was like, I don't know. And the funny thing is, my client actually said, as she was getting her baby ready, she said, well, Naja, this is your last newborn. And she meant from her because this is their third baby. And so when she said that, I was like, huh, it did something to her. I was like, you know what? I think she was actually telling me that this was actually going to be my last newborn that I would be photographing in studio for now. So what I mean by that, I'm thinking obviously I'm going to honor all of my clients, my newborn clients that are on the calendars, but no more, no more newborn pictures for me until, I don't know, maybe one day I become a grandma, then I'll be able to take those pictures. But up until now, I think that it's best for me to do this just for myself and to do it before my body stops me, So let this be a lesson to anyone who is listening. Like, if there's something that you think that you want to do, just go ahead and do it, as scary as it is. I started off my business with newborn photography, so that's why I'm still very, very emotionally attached to newborns. I love working with newborn babies. I just love their personalities. I just love posing them. It's like this is something I've been doing for so long, and now I think it's time to do other things. Well, I know for sure that it's time to do other things, and one thing that I am learning is that if you have to, in order for something bigger to come to you, you have to be courageous enough to let go of the familiar. And that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm still taking pictures of all other types of portrait photography in the studio. It's just that I think that slowly but surely the newborns are going to be phased out. And just to say that on camera, it feels weird, but it also feels liberating at the same time. because it's like you don't want to do anything where you're kind of like, oh my God. It's like I was dreading, not dreading working with the babies. I was dreading the pain of after photographing the newborns. I was just dreading the anticipated pain in my lower back where I lay down and I can't get back up. I need Tylenol and things like that. And so yeah, I mean, I just remember it's so funny because it feels like life happens in a loop. Have you ever felt that where it's like, things happen and then they just kind of rehappen and they kind of rehappen? And I was just thinking, the first thing was that, oh my God, if I'm thinking smart, newborn photography, it's a source of income. Why would I stop that? And the reason I say that it brings back to like the circle moment is because when I started photography, I would say, I just really want to, I was like, you know what? I'm starting, I'm just going to take this client. I'm going to be doing outdoor sessions. I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be doing this. And I'm going to be doing this, trying to get all of the clients and the money that I possibly can. And what I realized by doing that was eventually like, I found myself for like outdoor photography. I found myself praying for rain. I found myself praying for it to be too cold for the kids, where I had to cancel. And in those exact moments, I actually didn't even care about the money. And I remember I had gone to a convention, a photography convention, and one of the speakers, he said a whole bunch of stuff. But one of the things that I did remember and that stuck with me to this day is he said, shoot only what you love. Shoot what you love. And at that point, when I heard that, I came back from Atlanta because that's where it was. I came back from Atlanta and I was like, you know what? I am going to shoot just only what I want to do. And right then and there, I said, I only want to work with newborns. And I said, I'm no longer going to do outdoor photography because I absolutely hate it. Like I really, really dislike the outdoor. I hate that, we're in Chicago. I'm in Chicago and one day it's sunny, one day it's rainy. It could be snowy. It's just the weather is crazy. And when it was gloomy, then it just affects the quality of the light for me. And I was like, I just really, really hated outdoor portraiture. And so that's right then and there. I didn't think about it, but I didn't second guess. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do what I love. And right then and there, when I decided that is the key. I decided that I was only going to do newborn photography. My business pretty much, it blew up. And looking back on it, it happened because I was faithful to myself and I decided that that's what I was going to do. And to come back to jump to 2026 and to today and today's date, and it's very reminiscent of that, where it was like, oh my God, I could continue doing and taking more newborn pictures, more newborn clients, but I really don't want to. I love it, but my body is done. My body is telling me that we're done. It's definitely time to do something else. And another point was to this, and if I'm being quite honest, is newborn photography is a lot of work. And it just does not make financial sense to charge exactly what I charge for newborns. That is like a 3-hour session, and it's labor intensive. It really is. And do like a woman who's turning 50, like her session, or a maternity session, for example. A maternity session, I know this is very niche specific, so I do apologize for those who aren't photographers, but maybe you can apply this and think about it in your line of business as well. How can you charge something that is labor intensive, that takes 3 hours of your concentration in your time? How's it going to be the same amount that you charge for something that takes an hour and that's less concentration intensive? Still a lot of work. Both require work, but it just doesn't make sense. In me, I charged exactly what I charge for regular portraits. I charge the same for newborns. And so it just really doesn't even make financial sense. And so that was another part of the decision. And and then the interesting thing is I did tell my daughter, I just called her like an hour ago and I told her, I guess you'll be the first to know that I'm officially have decided that I'm no longer going to do newborn photography. And to which she replied, no, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do this. You should do that. And I was like, you know what? She's getting in my head. So what I would recommend to you, if you are ready to make a big move in your business, keep it to yourself, because you're already going to have the self-doubts coming in once you have decided that you're going to do it. So keep whatever it is that you're doing, keep it to yourself. But that said, after I got over that little minor freak out from my daughter of what she told me, I still decided to still record this video because I'm doing it. I'm doing it for myself, honestly. And yeah, and ultimately the bigger picture is I want to be more and more present online. I want to create more financial freedom for myself. And if any of you know what it is and how it is to try and pivot in your 40s, I'm almost 50, so to try and pivot to from a career that you know everything about to try and redefine yourself, it is quite challenging. So I love that you're on the ride with me, and I love that I'm able to share. It makes me feel a little more at ease to do it, because it can kind of be scary, but I guess you have to get to a point where you're like, okay, something has to give, and you have to decide that you're going to choose yourself, and that everything else is going to fall into place. So yeah, that was my message for today. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to finish cleaning up my studio after the session from today, and I will see you tomorrow. Then after, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to probably soak in a warm bath and maybe get a massage from my husband. I don't know. But yeah, so see you tomorrow, and thank you so much for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.